Hello there, and we are live. Hey guys, you're welcome to another episode 6 of the Ryan and Claude show. Uh, it's a beautiful day. Chelsea have just lost. Arsenal coming out from that defeat on Sunday. Chelsea losing their game today, the Champions League match against Dinamo Zagreb. What a good day. Ron Maguire, welcome to the show. Give us an
Yes,
introduction, mate.
yes. Here we go. Here we go.
There we go
Feeling a bit,
again.
feeling a bit better 2 days after. So, like I said, feeling a bit better. I've got some great stats about Aubameyang's debut. By the way, do you want me to read them off as before we start?
Please let's we don't have any big news like that about Arsenal. We all knew we lost on Sunday. It would be good to get any good news from our opposition and how shitty they are. So go on with
Exactly,
those stats, man.
exactly. So we'll
Yeah.
we'll we'll start with a laugh here. We've got 59 minutes played, no goals, no assists, obviously. Two passes completed, two passes in 59 minutes. No successful dribbles, two
Oh
sitters
my
missed,
God.
two sitters missed, one face mask, no step overs, one one hairline replacement, and one blue Lamborghini.
Hey, see, Arsenal fan, see. Um, on Sunday, it was a very, very bitter pill to swallow, losing out to Manchester United. Going into that game on Sunday, we Arsenal fans, we're all cheering for the team. We're all happy for the team. We had high hopes for the team. Winning your first 5 games on the trot in the Premier League, it comes with a sort of sophistication that you cannot just look lightly at. We were top of the league, 100%. We were meant to go to Old Trafford. At least get. I wanted them to get 3 points, but we went there and we were beaten soundly, 3-1. Ron Maguire, can you take us through a tour of the aftermath? How you felt about that game? Just, just, just take it up
Yeah,
from there, man.
yeah, exactly like you said. We were in tip top mood, weren't we? 5 wins, the best start to the league since 2004. Which a lot of Arsenal fans, this will be the best start to the Premier League they've ever seen.
Definitely.
2004, so long ago. The youngsters, everyone coming through. So this is one of the best starts we've seen. But like I said, we felt down, we felt groggy, we were
Yeah,
fuming. But at
yeah.
the end of the day, the run was going to come to an end at some point. It would just let's be positive and hopefully
But
we'll
but
bounce
but
back.
but but does it have to be Manchester United? I'm sorry, viewers. Today it's going to be an Arsenal therapeutics. What am I saying? It's going to be an Arsenal therapy between me and Ryan. We're family members in terms of like we're fellow gooners, we're fellow Arsenal fans. This is not another podcast, maybe a Manchester United podcast or a Liverpool podcast or a Manchester City podcast. We're family members here. We're all gooners here. So it's better we tell ourselves the truth and just, let's just have that one-on-one talk on how that game felt. Ryan, we went into that game, started a little bit I don't want to say poor, but we're a little, we started the game a little bit slowly.
Yeah, poor. I'll say poor. We started poor.
Yeah, but I'll just tell me that slowly, so
You're a
that's
bit
the
more
best way we
positive.
can
You're a
tell
bit
it.
more.
Yeah,
You're
we
a bit
started
more
the game
positive. I'll
slowly,
just. I'll
but
just
we
leave it
grew
there.
into that game, Ryan. We grew into
Yeah,
that game.
yeah.
We came out with a ball possession of the entire game of about 61% Arsenal. And mind you, this is at Old Trafford. We came out with a 61% ball possession. Manchester United had a meager 39%. Goal attempt was 16 to Arsenal, 10 to Manchester United. Shots on goal, Arsenal 3, Manchester United 6. Shots off goal, Arsenal 8, Manchester United 3. That shows you how the game went. Arsenal actually dominated that game. But
Yeah, yeah,
having created up to 16 goal attempts, I really think that Arsenal should have converted at least one or two of those goals. Yeah, okay, Saka converted one, but at least we should have had at least three goals. What do you say to this, Ryan?
yeah. I mean, your key stat there amongst them all is the fact that we had three of all the shot attempts, we had three actually on target where they had six. We just it was pretty much all about the finishing when it that Rashford was just his finishing was on form, as lacked what we've come to expect. That's the key fact. The other the other facts you could take away from the fact that we did play well, and that's what hurts. That's what hurts the most. Like actually playing well,
Yeah,
pretty much deserving something, but then not getting it. It's just it's one of them things. It's one of them things. Like saying it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a tough one to take, but
a
it
very
shows.
tough pill.
Like a lot of people have said, not even fans. A lot of people have said the way we played shows how we are improving. It just like what we said on Sunday, it showed a few gaps in the starting 11 when we've got injuries that we've not got enough cover from, like the Partey and then
Definitely, we'll be coming that as our second topic because
yeah.
that's a very, very important area that we really need to look into. How come is Thomas Partey injured and we don't have a competitive and effective replacement for Thomas Partey? You'll tackle that in the second segment of this show. But 3-1 to Manchester United. Ryan, when we first started this season, it was good to see a Gabriel Jesus in that team to be able to help us to mop up that those balls, those loose balls in the 18-yard box and poach them in. It was also good to see Ezechenko come into that team. Clearly, they've galvanized that team. But do you think was somehow, let's forget about the Partey injury right now, but do you think that we're a little bit short in some areas? Just minus that area of Thomas Partey, because we'll come down to that. But if Gabriel Jesus gets injured today, if a Saliba gets injured today, don't you think it would be a factory reset in us having Holding back and us having Nketiah back? Isn't it the same team that had failed a couple of seasons ago and even last season? All rain up to go again? Isn't it deja vu all again?
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the signings that we made have slotted straight into the first 11, but we've not necessarily we needed as well signings to sit on the bench as well. Your signings like Tillemans or the desperate attempt to get Douglas Luiz was just they would have been pretty much not benches every week, but they would have stabilized the bench because we needed first 11 players 100%, but we need a strong bench. We need a bench to throw on. That'll galvanize the team. That'll anything we're missing in the game. But like obviously Vieira's that, but we've not seen him yet. So we
And
forget.
when he came on, he had a positive showing. There was some few passes he threw, and I said, "This guy is a baller. He's a baller." He threw some certain passes. Even in the when they scored their third goal, he was the one running back to actually go to even try to even stop the ball in any way with full speed. I like the guy, but he's not getting a running in the team since he was declared fit to play. So you know I don't understand the dynamics of these things. Looking at Manchester United, they beat us 3-1 on Sunday. Ryan, you could see the bench of Manchester United. Ronaldo, club legend, record breaker in Manchester United, was sitting on the bench. Ten Hag, we Arsenal fans, sometimes we slag these opposition coaches, but I really think that Ten Hag really studied more about Arsenal, went deep down, studied our footnotes, understood us perfectly, knew how to get us perfectly, and he executed that plan perfectly. He kept Ran Maguire, club captain, Manchester United, kept him on the bench. It takes guts to do that. It takes guts to do that. You're keeping an English defender who came in for big money into Manchester United. You're keeping him on the bench. Club legend Ronaldo is on the bench. Four-time Champions League winner Casemiro sitting on the bench. Now, this is a vociferous trio sitting on that Manchester United bench. And for any team that would see that kind of bench on a good day, will be it will look fearsome. It's a fairy one when you're looking from the outside. I don't want to talk about maybe their age range, but just the name alone of Casemiro, Ronaldo, uh, will send shockwaves, to anyone. And Fred, mind you, starts from the bench these days. So Manchester United have an enviable bench right now, and Anthony came in for 85 million pounds from Ajax of Amsterdam. Definitely, Ten Hag knows him. He has experienced this player play for him. He knows him, and of course, he gave him his first debut, and he scored. I really think that Arsenal is shot. When you look at our bench, you're looking at Nketiah, you're looking at Fabio Vieira. I think Fabio Vieira is a good guy. I think he will come good for this club. Uh, but if you look at our bench, it's a little bit short. It's short, and it doesn't inspire fear. Or am I wrong here, Ryan?
Um, well, I don't think I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I think in some parts, I agree. In terms of the United bench, I wouldn't want Ronaldo sitting on our bench though. That's the key. I don't know how much he's getting paid. We can't say for exact, but it's about 400k a week, something daft like that. Sit to
Yeah,
400k a week to be sat on your bench, and then to not be happy is obviously going to be saying stuff about not playing in the dressing room. I'd rather not.
yeah,
If he's not playing, I wouldn't want him on. Casemiro's a good signing, but should be starting. Like you're saying, it sounds good that he's on the bench. Why is he on the bench? You'd think he'd be playing. Obviously they'd rather have McTominay playing, kicking absolute seven, God knows what's out of people. They prefer that at the minute. I think with the gameplay, they played on the counter attack. They had, I think that they would have been surprised with the start because we were slow. That had surprised them as well how much of the ball they had. And then when we had that disallowed goal, from then on, the game was exactly how they would have planned it to be. Us
to
having all the
be.
ball and them counter attacking. So pretty much the game plan. All I saw was pretty much that was just let Arsenal have the ball and counter attack, and like you say, it did work.
Yeah,
In terms of Anthony, I'll give him a few games yet. He scored on his debut, yeah, well done. But the amount of players that have scored on the debut and then done nothing
and
is
then done nothing. Yeah, that's another
we've got
dynamic.
we've got Martial there who scored. I'm sure he scored on a debut against. I don't think it was us. I think Liverpool might have been Liverpool or someone like that. Flying, they thought it was going to be amazing, and he's dropped off. Rashford scored two on his debut against us. Not really hit the heights that he expected. Seems like he's turned it around now. I can think of loads of players that scored on the debut, and then haven't. I mean, his record in the I don't know. I think his record in the Serie A in Holland last season is like what about 15 goal contributions or something.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
that equates to 85 million nowadays,
yeah, definitely.
it's what it is, and it is what it is. But if he does well for him, then it's just in it. Ten Hag knows the player he's getting. The same with
Yeah,
Arteta signing Jesus in it and Zinchenko. These they know what they're getting behind the scenes, and they know how they play. So it'll fit.
But it's a very, very special thing when a player that a coach understands. It tells the board, see, I know it's going to cost us quite much, but please go get him. I need this player. And then the player comes in and scores a very, very important goal at the penultimate moment that you really want those goals in, and it gets you that goal. It's a special moment. And whether we Arsenal fans want to agree with that or not, uh, I really think that Ten Hag got one on us. Uh, I would like to have a rematch of of that same game. I can't wait for us to have that return match in Manchester. I think it would be a very it would have been a very different situation if Thomas Partey was there to shore up our central defensive area. All right, let's get into Odegaard. Odegaard has had quite quite a lovely season starting the season. Gotten goals for us in Bournemouth. Uh, you know, uh, got some few goals. Good gameplay. Of course, the teams we've played are not really like the teams in the top six, or let's say top four per se. But they're still Premiership teams. Odegaard was hauled off in the second half by Mikel Arteta. Do you really think that Martin Odegaard is a big game player? Because I'm hearing this murmurings, from the Arsenal fan base. Many of them are arguing that hey, Odegaard is just a small team player. He just is kind of like a bully. I've been hearing these things, but Brian, I want to see what you really think about Odegaard. Good games against the small teams, bottles it up with the big teams.
I mean,
This inconsistency, what do you think?
I mean, I think it's a bit tough to just jump on him after the one loss,
I,
saying, "Oh,
I think so too.
player. He's had one bad game. He's not a big game player. Kick him out the team or whatever." We've got a lot more games to come. The season's nowhere near getting even started yet.
Yeah.
It's obviously like they say, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and all that. So it's got a lot. There's a lot more. There's big games to come. See how he does in the bigger games. I can't actually bring up his. If we could look at his stats, maybe in the big games, but while he's been here, we've not been in Europe while he's been playing for us, and so we just had the Premier League game. So if you obviously, yeah, we'll look at the
But
United
is
game.
he a big game player? Is he a big game player? Or is he really just a bully for these smaller teams in the Premiership? I really want to understand his level from your own understanding. Of course, I know what I think about him, but from your own understanding, do you think he's a big stage player? Because Arsenal really need a number 10 that can take these games at the scruff of the neck and bury them.
I think
So
it's
do you
still.
think in that position he is?
I still think he's young, so I still think he's growing into it. Obviously, I don't think he's at his actual peak yet. If you're talking about a player if you're talking about Odegaard when he's 27, 28, we can look at it properly then. But yeah, I think like the rest of the squad, they're still growing, but they're still learning. They're still a very young squad. Um, we just need to turn it on against the big clubs like we do against Chelsea. We seem to turn up against Chelsea. Just start doing that against the other big club. Um, Obviously, yeah, it's not. He didn't have the best game, but judge him. I'll judge him further on into the season, not just after one game.
Okay. Now for the big one, Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is very instrumental to that team. It showed on Sunday. It helps. It helps protect that back four. His protection is very, very key to Arsenal. We saw it on Sunday. When players are going offensively. Even Xhaka even helping the offensive play of Arsenal. Partey is that guy sitting back there, mopping up the midfield, scanning through that midfield, trying to mop up every danger that that every other team has posed to us, and he has showed it in the first 5 games this season, of which he has marshaled that midfield very very effectively, and suddenly is injured. The replacement player we have for him, El Neni, somehow tore his hamstring, is going to be out for months. And we're back to square one. Factory reset altogether again. Uh, and we got our first loss. And Thomas Partey wasn't there. So he being instrumental to this team is already known, per se. But can you take us through the effects of missing out Thomas Partey in a few games this season? What do you think would be the effect of this? Of course, there's
Uh,
new news coming out about him, but I'll say it immediately after you finish.
it just not having Partey affects pretty much the whole team. Is there in what you is in the engine room in it. The balls are coming through him. But when we're building the attack, they're going to him. They're coming from him. He does his job perfectly, pretty much. But if everyone watching Arsenal, coaching Arsenal, playing for Arsenal,
Yeah,
everyone knows that Partey is susceptible to an injury, and it seems like he can't go 5-6 games without missing a game through injury. So what do you do? What would you do if you had that player that was getting injured a couple of games? You'd sign a replacement,
you
not
sign a
not
replacement, and that's the problem, Ryan.
not a replacement just to get rid of him, but when he is injured, a similar player
A
who
similar
can
player.
mop up like he can. And
Totally agree.
you can't tell me these players aren't out there, because they are out there. They're not easily pick up a ball, but we're in a good place to get them. We just and then the whole saga about Louise in the final day of the transfer window was
Of the transfer window,
disgusting.
and we were willing
Why
to
are you leaving it
spend
that late?
we were
I don't
willing
get
to
it. I
spend
don't get it.
25 million pounds to bring in Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa, and our record signing Nikolai Pepe, we shipped him off to Nice and can't even get even £5 million for him. It's shameful when you think about things like this. I would like to be very, very constructive, but how can we all knew, all Arsenal fans, like I said, this is a family meeting, it's not in some other podcast. So we need to say, we need to speak the truth. We all know as Arsenal fans, it's evident that Partey is going to get injured through the course of the season. We all know this. We knew
Of
this.
course, of
Any
course.
Arsenal fan who says, that they don't know that Partey is injury prone, well, maybe they've been living under a rock. But I really thought that we should be able to bring in a replacement for Thomas Partey. Maybe not a like for like, but at least a competitive one that can be
That's
able
it.
to,
Yeah,
yeah,
100%. We couldn't. I don't think we can find a like for Thomas Partey. And
definitely.
what is in play, it'd be very hard to replace. But just someone close to his ability who can step in when he's not there.
Close
And
to
the
his ability
Pepe, he,
when he's not
even
there.
he's not hit the highs, but he's one of our best wingers on the bench. So we need, when we got it sent him out on loan, we should have replaced him, because now when Saka and Martinelli are getting tired or getting injured, who's replacing them? You
And
got Marquinhos, who's not tested at all, who
exactly.
could fly like Martinelli. We don't know yet, but we've not got. There's not a left and a right winger on the bench. There's only at the minute it's only Marquinhos, who's been here for 2 minutes.
And he hasn't even played a first senior game.
He's only been here 2 minutes. He's only been here 2 minutes. It looks
So
like he's doing well in the lower for the unders, but stepping up to the actual Premier League is a lot different.
Yeah, I was in some podcast yesterday. Shout out to Northside. I was invited there to talk about the way forward for Arsenal and the trajectory after this loss. Uh, and without Thomas Partey, I really felt it's doom and gloom because Thomas Partey is deeply ingrained into the system, into the mechanism of Arsenal. And it really showed on Sunday that without Partey, it's going to be difficult for us. Lokonga, I like him as a guy. I like him as a youth player. But he is what he is. He's a youth player. He's a young player. You cannot bring him to do a man's job because other men would be able to outmuscle him, in the middle of the park. And it becomes scary when you know that by October we'll be facing Liverpool, we'll be facing Tottenham, and these guys, of course, the Tottenham game might be a little bit charged up. It's a derby, so derbies are usually very hotly contested. So
Yeah, of
there's
course.
arguments that okay, everyone will be heated up for that match. But what about Anfield? Okay, we're playing at home anyway. But what about Liverpool when they come to town? What's going to happen? And this matches that we all have.
Yeah.
Uh, it's scary. It's scary without Partey. It's
Li-
scary. It's scary.
Liverpool, Liverpool at the minute, we should be turning over. Spurs at the Emirates, you would think we'd turn over, and then it's tougher at their ground. It always is.
But I think
Arsenal,
it's so easy for you
Arsenal,
to say that, right? It's
it's
easy
just
for you to say that, Ryan.
it's just with the Arsenal and Tottenham games. It seems at the minute anyway, the home team wins, and I think it's sure it's been like that for a couple of seasons.
I
But
totally agree.
Liverpool, as long as when we face Liverpool, we face the team that Liverpool at the minute and don't think it's Liverpool of last year. Don't go in there thinking, oh, it's the Liverpool last year. They'll turn us over 3-0 again or 2-0 again. Liverpool's performance at the Emirates last season was one of the best performances I've seen from a club
Yeah,
coming to the Emirates because we was on fire at the time. And they just absolutely nullified us. We couldn't do anything just because of how well they played. They're not going to do
exactly.
that this year. We're too confident for that this year, and we're too
And that's why we need
taken
Partey
it.
in there. That's why we need Partey because we can't be getting all these injuries and we don't have effective players that can be able to help cover him up. And that's why I'm saying, why were we in the market for a Yuri Tillemans? Oh, true. Yuri Tillemans sold his house in Leicester City, moved into an hotel, waiting for that Arsenal call, but the call never came. Why? And we're linked to him. All true. The summer market. Why is that? And we already knew that Thomas Partey would get in. I knew it that Thomas Partey would get injured at least sometime, this season, and it happened after 5 games. Why didn't we get Yuri Tillemans? Why didn't Pedro Neto somehow find his way to Arsenal? We can go day in, day out. We were linked to Milinkovic Savic. Why wasn't he brought in?
I
And that
thought
guy is
the
a
one
tough tackling guy.
I thought the one that was going to come in was the Danilo one,
The
youngster,
Danilo,
young
absolute
Brazilian.
player.
Yeah,
Mm.
I thought that was going to come in because he looks tough, he looks strong.
And
And
it's Brazilian also.
yeah, and it was only about 20 million. We didn't even do that. I mean, I don't want to be too downhearted on Arsenal at the minute because it's only the one loss.
It's
But
only one loss. Yeah, that's why even me, I'm very, very
yeah,
careful.
I don't want to be too negative. But when you look at the transfer window a month and a half ago was flying, and now I'm honestly I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with how it's gone.
Yeah,
It's probably a 6 out of 10, maybe. Just because the positions that we knew we needed at the beginning, a centre mid. We knew we needed that centre mid, either
yeah. We knew we
replace
needed that backup for a left back,
maybe or
and we
backup
got
for
Zinchenko.
Partey or a starter for Partey. We knew we needed one.
Yeah,
Tillemans all day, all week, was coming, hasn't come. So many names were linked. The Savage one, Danilo, the Douglas Luiz right at the end of the window. Even the Douglas Luiz I'd have been happy with because he's that kind of competitive player, but to just get no one, it's just like I
No
don't know.
one, no
Um,
cover, nothing.
it
El
looked
Neni
like
injured.
it
We
looked like
exposed
it looked like they had a plan a month and a half ago, and at some point, getting in and out of the car, they've dropped the plan on the floor.
on the
It
floor.
was on a piece of paper. Where's that transfer?
Where is the plan?
Where was that? Who was we signing? Who was it? I think it was Douglas Luiz.
Oh my God.
That was who it was. No,
It's shocking.
what you doing?
It's shocking. Anyway, I want the only positive. See here, Ryan. The only positives I will take from that game on Sunday, because if anyone says that there was no positives, it's a lie. It's not true. If we want to check it in its totality, in totality, uh, we knew we had that ball possession down there at Anfield. If it was maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we'll go into Old Trafford. Sorry, not Anfield, Old Trafford. We'll go
Yeah,
into Old Trafford. We'll lose possession. We'll lose the game. We'll get battered 8-2 or 3-1 or 2-1 or 1-0, and we come back home. But I saw the fight, I saw everything, but we're just being outsmarted. At the minute when we should, be looking to get a draw. I thought we were just going to go into Manchester United and turn them over. I completely underrated Manchester United, but you know, why wouldn't you underrate them when they lost their first two matches like that? Got turned over completely by Brentford. Martinez looking at shambles. They had, in problems with Maguire. So of course, going to into that match, Arsenal fans really underrated Manchester United and what they will bring to the table. The only shocker for us was that Anthony came true. And this is the thing here. When you're a coach and you know a player, you understand a player, you go into the market. It doesn't matter how much this player costs. You just go and get him. And that's what Ten Hag has done. And he has brought in Anthony. Arsenal was in the market for Cody Gapco. What happened? We could have gotten our own Anthony.
Gakpo at the end nearly went to Southampton of all places. Let's not talk about Paqueta going to West Ham. I'm
Oh my God, that one
fuming
hurts.
about that.
That one
Honestly,
hurts.
I'm fuming. Bruno Guimaraes going to Newcastle,
Oh my
fuming.
God.
Paqueta going to West Ham, fuming. And if Gakpo would have gone to Southampton, these sound like smaller clubs, right? But
Yeah,
when a player goes, you see it all the time, i.e. Fofana at the minute, they go to the smaller club,
yeah.
absolutely smash it, and then go to the bigger club for 80 million or so. We could have picked up Guimaraes for however much they paid, picked up Paqueta from these ballers,
These are
absolutely ballers.
ballers, and they're
Paqueta,
improving the team.
baller.
Paqueta improved that West Ham team. Chelsea sweat before they could get that, that win on Saturday. They
Un,
sweat
un, an unjust win that they shouldn't have
on
had.
an unjust win
But
because thank you, because you've
let's
just
not
brought us
talk
to our
about.
next topic, the VAR. But
I'm fed up with it. I'm
we'll
fed up
progress
with it.
into that.
Honest to God, I don't get it. I don't
It's
get
a
it.
completely shocking week. Um, okay, Ryan, what's the way forward for Arsenal? Because as I said, this is an Arsenal therapy. It's a family meeting. For we Gooners right now. Where does Arsenal go from here after this loss? How do we recover? Because it's not all doom and gloom in a way. Because one, I've gotten news that Thomas Partey is coming back to the team. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
his injury wiped off
yeah.
quickly. Maybe they've been able to bandage him, throw in some few injections here and
But
there.
looks like looks like he's coming back, doesn't it? Which will be a massive boost. We
Yeah,
just we just play, we just carry on. I've seen Man City rolling over the league and then going to Old Trafford and losing. I've seen us playing very, very well, going to United when they've not been and losing 1-0. It's like I say, it's one of them grounds. Um, theatre of nightmares for us pretty much. I was there last season on the 3-2. That sounded well. It was close, but it was rubbish at the same time.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just all we need just look at the previous 5 and just we go again. We
We'll
go
go
again.
again.
I'm glad you've got that comment up there because that's what I was gonna just lean to. We've
Yeah.
lost one game. It's not the end of the world. We go from here. We never started the league saying aiming for that top spot. We're aiming to get in and amongst the top 4. And
Yeah.
at the minute, that's exactly what we're doing. And our trajectory at the minute, we're going to be in that top 4. I still think we are. I'm still
I still think we
100%.
are. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
100% that we're going to finish 3rd, right? I'm 100% still. Even though we've lost this one game against United, we could go on and win all the others. You never know. We'll win more. We'll win more than we draw or lose. 110%. We're still in a very good position. But the other end to the sword, injuries. If we get 3 or 4 injuries, then I don't even want to think about it. But if we don't, and everyone stays fit,
We'll come to the reality of that one, but let's just give a shout out to some of the people that came to the show because Ryan, there's a Champions League match. There's Champions League matches happening right now. So anyone we see here, we should just be very very happy for getting even one person here because there's a Champions League match going on. So I can understand if many of them are watching the match there.
But
David Shaw.
David's not going to be watching Champions League, obviously.
David Shaw, thank you, is one of our new subscribers here. He followed me to the podcast at Northside yesterday. David Shaw, thank you for coming to the show. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Ryan. Thank you. Tanya Have, Miguel. Thank you for showing up to the show. Evening, Ryan and Tony. Yeah.
Nice to see you, Tanya.
Not to see you, Tanya. And here, David Shaw again. I wonder if the Chelsea fan from Sunday will make an appearance tonight. He was talking in respect of Chelsea losing the match this evening, the Champions League match.
I've just seen him chewing on his pillow, like he's nowhere.
Exactly, or sagging his decor. The Chelsea fan, he's not here today. Yeah, he's not here. He's buried his head in shame and run away.
Yeah,
Tuck his tails in between his knickers and he's run away. He's no more here.
There's no VAR to help him today.
Exactly. Emmanuel Adedeji is a Chelsea fan. He's a very big fan of this show. He's always here, throwing shades at us. And suddenly, Emmanuel Adedeji is not here to laugh at us today. So, it's a bitter pill to swallow, Ryan. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. David Shaw again. At least it wasn't 49 games unbeaten. But Ryan, why do all our unbeaten runs have to be ended, in Old Trafford? Why does it have to be Manchester United?
That's what I mean.
It boils my blood.
That's what I mean.
Why Manchester United will be that one? Why are they the chosen ones to always end our runs? Why are they the chosen ones?
Tony, that's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I've been saying for the past 2 days. That's why to not let it bother you, because it's just one of them grounds. It's just the ground where we would. We've seen it. I've seen us win there.
But Brentford went and turned this team over. I'm just in shock. They lost the first game. They completely mopped them over. Brentford completely trashed them. How come? Why? I keep these questions keep running down my head. Like, why? How could we go there, have that 61 ball possession, and we couldn't get 3 or 4 goals? It just amazes me. I don't know. It's just one of those days, and I'll take it as one of those days.
That's exactly what it was, and it's one of them. Similar with the games where we've scraped the 2-1s at the minute. On another day, we
On
could have been
another
looking
day,
for
exactly. So yeah,
3 or 4.
because when you're checking the negatives, you also have to check the positives also. You
Yeah.
know, yeah,
Look
you
at the
could go,
look
yeah.
at the possession. Look at the possession stats. Look how
Mm.
we took the game to them. Look at how no one's saying that we didn't deserve something. Everyone's saying we deserved something from it.
To
Um,
my surprise, even Saturday Night Live reporters were all like, the podcasters there were like,
yeah.
they were
Even the
seeing a
main,
little bit of positives with
e-
Arsenal.
even
I was like, okay.
even the mainstream pundits. I mean, I'm not one for listening to pundits anyway. They're all most of them talk out their ass. Most of the pundits, what you want to take note, right? Listen, right? Listen. No jokes aside. What take
Yeah,
note? Every pundit now is a
yeah,
when they played was when Arsenal was at the heights and they hate us for it, right? Like they wanted
exactly.
to win the leagues and they wanted to win the big games when we were turning them over. And it shows now the fact that they hate us, like Alan Shearer, Danny Murphy, they can't stand us. But even they've said that we deserve something from the game. So they can tell how we're getting where we're trying to go. Like Paul Merson said it. Like it's a team that's aiming for top four, and we played like that team.
Yeah,
Obviously, Mercy's it is it can be very he can cut to the bone with what he says about Arsenal. Just I think because of how much he played for us and how much he wants us to do well. So
yeah,
get after a loss, getting good comments from him, that again shows you where we are. So just take heart in all the facts and take heart in the fact that we're gonna win in 2 days' time. We're gonna win it weekend. We're just gonna start winning again. So don't worry about it. One loss is what
one loss. Yeah,
it's only the
let's
one loss.
see, let's see,
We want
let's
to win
see.
every game. We want to take points from every game. We
No,
want to smack Man
but
United.
Ryan, you have to admit it's painful. It's painful, and the whole scenario looks like a deja vu all over again. Jason Bond all over again. It just clears in our eyes when you go to these top teams and you get absolutely battered in these fields, and then of course you will still have to go to Anfield. You will still have to go to Manchester City. And of course, you still have to go to White Hart Lane. This places. If we're very very serious of winning the title, we need to go to these places, completely turn these teams over at their home, get at least a draw. If you cannot win the game, get at least a draw, battle it, get 1 point out of it. Then you'll be taken as genuine title contenders. But right now, winning all these small teams and going into the big games and not even getting a point, I don't know. It doesn't I don't know. It doesn't just show perfect coordination for me. Prince Etam, you're welcome to the show. Prince Etam is our big friend here. Prince Etam, thank you for joining the show today. Prince Etam, big loud. Ryan, one of these days, I'm going to bring maybe a bell. So I'm going to be ringing it when the top gooners start coming into the chat. Prince Itam is a big friend and a very big supporter of mine. And mostly since we started this show, Ryan, Prince Itam has always been there for us. Shout out to you, Prince Itam. God
Thank you,
bless
Vince.
you.
Thanks for being with
God
us.
bless you. God bless your family. And he
Yeah.
has a young kid. Prince Itam has a young kid. His wife just gave birth a couple of months ago or so. So shout out
Congratulations.
to you, Prince Itam. God bless your family. God bless your wife, and God bless your hustle, my friend. Um, Prince Itam says here, do you think Arteta bottled it with his substitutions after going 2-1? Ryan, this is a very important. I really need you to look at this objectively. You're a podcaster here. I know you're also passionate about Arsenal, like I am, but this is an objective question right now that I think deserves a very objective answer. Do you think that those substitutions made by Mikel Arteta were reactionary rather than proactive in that game when we're losing 2-1, where he abruptly changed players and brought in three players at a time. I've never seen Arteta, do that, in the Arsenal dugout ever.
Yeah.
So,
I
what do
mean,
you think about that comment from Prince Itam?
yeah.
Shout out to you, Itam.
I think at that point we'd gone 2-1. We needed to do something. We were sloppy for that second goal, so we needed to a change around. Just maybe one or two of the subs I wouldn't have made myself. Obviously, I don't get paid the big bucks to manage Arsenal. Mikel Arteta does. So in Mikel we trust, obviously. But
Yeah.
I feel like bringing Nketiah on, I would have brought him on for say Martinelli or someone, and gone either Jesus and Nketiah both up front, or maybe Jesus on the wing.
But even bringing out Martinelli, it's even a danger because that's where the goals will come from.
But that's what you have to do.
Because
That's
that's
what,
where the goals will come from. It's
yeah,
Martinelli
but that's what
this
you have to
season.
do. That's what you have to do. You have to bring on maybe even just fresher legs. Obviously, Martinelli's getting the goal. He weren't getting the goals at weekend. So we've not everyone. Everyone can get taken off and everyone can get substituted. Everyone can have a below par game and
Yeah.
have this to get subbed. Obviously, if you've got that player who feels like they can never get taken off, they, they're going to get a bit complacent. We need everyone to be looking over the shoulder, thinking who's coming on for me. And
Yeah.
if I'd have seen honestly, if I'd have seen Nketiah come on for Jesus, um, that's the like for like sub. But
Like to like
I
sub, right?
wouldn't have wanted that, obviously, but makes slightly more sense. I mean, obviously, they were aiming to break us on that counter. So taking Zinchenko off it baffled me a bit. I mean, if they would, like I said, if he had a niggling injury, swap him for Tierney, and then he can just do what Zinchenko was doing. But
But of course, Zichenko was injured. Mind you, he was injured before before that game on Sunday. So for him coming into that match, it's even a plus for us. And it really showed he was really struggling in some cases. Mind you, for him to whenever we went offensive, mind you, Zichenko is instrumental, like absolutely instrumental to our offensive play. It helps out in that midfield. So when these players are coming back from that offensive onslaught, he's always there towards that midfield, running back to our back four again to
yeah,
help mop up
is
that defense. He struggled on Sunday. He really
yeah,
struggled. But if he's struggling, why not bring a Tierney? Why not
yeah.
bring a Tierney?
Well,
Because
obviously Zinchenko's the modern day fullback, where they're more attacking than they are defending nowadays. So most of the fullbacks now are stronger attacking than they are defensive, and you can see that with Zinchenko. But he was struggling. He was struggling in the attacking side as well, wasn't he? So yeah, just swap him for Tierney. I don't understand
just
why
swap
you
him because
do that.
because Tierney can help us offensively also,
Yeah,
and he also is very very good defensively also. So see, this is the thing with that left back situation. That left back situation, we see the competition going down there. The competition is fierce. It's
yeah.
fierce. Of
That's
course, we
what we
know that,
want all over
yeah,
the
and
park.
that's what we want. So why not just get this duality in the positions that we really need these players to be playing in? Partey needs a dual player just like him, like for like, strong enough, big, tall, huge, fearful, vociferous. We need this kind of players.
Yeah,
Duality, all across the team. We really need it. And it just showed, with the way Manchester United turned us over. I was forced to see Ryan on Sunday in the evening after that beating we got from Manchester United. I had to go do lots of damage control on my Twitter and on my on my Instagram accounts because obviously I've I've riled up lots of Manchester United fans. I promised them a big beating, and a horror show in Old Trafford. So I had to go, recant most of my statements, go and do lots of public service damage control. So it really broke my heart. It broke my heart. Yes, on Sunday. I'm just happy that Chelsea lost today. So it takes away that bit of stick that we've been getting all week. At least since yesterday, I know I've been getting lots of stick.
You don't have to withdraw any of your comments. Just tell them we'll do them when they come to the Emirates. They say see you in London.
Ryan, but Instagram is, Instagram used to be where gentlemen used to be, before. But now there are no gentlemen or gentle ladies there. They come after you. Like they actually come after you. It's just like Twitter. Twitter was, everyone knew that Twitter, or knows that Twitter is always this fierce place to go to when you make pronouncements. You can't escape it. You get that lashing. But you could hide in Instagram a couple of years ago. But right now, everyone on Instagram right now, I'm talking of sports and football lovers, Premier League lovers, the fair's down there. So every statement that you make is being scrutinized heavily. And many of them were really waiting for me. Mostly some podcaster friends of mine, like Deji Spores. I'll be having a showdown with him tomorrow. He was so happy yesterday. I've seen him mounting off in all the podcasts he's been going to. He's been taking down and slaying Arsenal fans everywhere, all around the world. So he'll come tomorrow. I have a surprise for him tomorrow because the Red Devil will be joining me tomorrow. You remember the Red Devil that came?
David.
David, my friend David. I'm employing him tomorrow. So David will be coming here and having a showdown with me, him, and Deji Spores tomorrow. Ryan, it would be nice if you could, come in and have a cameo. Let's take Deji Sports down. But that'll be, we'll talk that for later at the end of the program. Ryan, very important. Arsenal have an Europa League match. I think on Thursday or so, on
Yeah,
the 8th.
yeah,
Yeah. Now that game against Zurich, Thomas Partey isn't coming back before then. It's actually going to have a little bit of training with the team this week, but he wouldn't be okay for the match against Zurich. And mind you, we're going to Switzerland to play that match coming up this week on Thursday for the Europa League match, our first Europa League match.
yeah.
Uh, what do you think Arsenal would do without Partey come
Just
Thursday?
I don't. We shouldn't really need him against Zurich. We shouldn't really need him. Any for the Arsenal fans that are planning to watch it, make sure they know it's at 5:45, so it's 5:45 UK time. So it's a very
UK
early
time.
kickoff. A lot of people
Yeah.
probably still be at work or whatever, but good luck with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We shouldn't need him. I want to see some of the bench players getting a goal. I want to see Vieira starting. Give. I want probably Odegaard have a break, someone like that. Saka as well. Let's see Marquinhos come in. And Ketia loves the Europa League. Get.
Yeah, in case, yeah, that'll be a good one for him, and it will help him with his
I
match
went.
fitness
I met.
also.
What I meant. I went to when I went to one of the Europa League games. One of
Yeah.
Martinelli's first games, and he had a Barnstormer, and so did Nketiah. They were both on the score sheet.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Nketiah loves that competition. So let's get him starting. We can afford to rest pretty much most of the big game players. Just because I don't want to take anything away from Zurich, but I think the second bottom in their league at the minute. I don't know if
Yeah.
they've won a game. If they have, it was a while ago. So we should be going into that confidence sky high. Um,
Exactly right.
yeah, so we won't need him. So keep him rested, and keep his feet up, and then hopefully he's in the team against Everton at weekend.
Yeah, definitely. But again, if we're very, very serious of winning that Europa League, We have to be turning these teams over. We need to go to Zurich and pump FC Zurich with lots of goals, and welcome them into the Europa League again. And give them a sound beating. We need a rebound. It's just like a relationship. Uh, After getting that sound beating from Manchester United 3-1 at the weekend, and you've just broken up from that relationship, and you just have to have that relationship that you could use and just post it on Instagram and on Facebook, just to allow the old misses to get jealous a little bit. So Arsenal should use this as
We
a
def-
stepstone.
we definitely
Uh,
need a confidence booster. Yeah, we
exactly,
definitely need
boost
a
your
confidence
confidence.
booster. But we don't
Yes.
need players. We don't need anyone picking up an injury against someone like Zurich. Obviously, we've got PSV in the group where we'll play where we will play a stronger team. We've got obviously Bobo Glimt as well. Another team we should be easily turning over. So we've got the games in there, the points that we'll pick up to progress from the group. We don't need to we don't need to go full strength. But
We don't need to go full
if he wants to
strength.
go full strength and show dominance, then fair to him. But we'll end up running the team into the ground doing that. So bring in some fresh faces. Let's see some of the benches playing. But yeah, 100% we do. We need that confidence booster, bounce straight back.
Talking about the players that will be playing in that match, I'm coming to that. But yeah, the top gooners here, Amy Baba, you're welcome to the show, bro. When we're almost finishing, you're welcome, bro. Amy, of course, Ryan, Amy Baba. Amy Baba has
Yeah,
been,
yeah,
one of the top supporters of this
yeah.
show.
Thanks for
God
joining us.
bless
Yeah,
you. God bless you, Amy Baba. God bless your family. Bless your hustle, my friend. Amy Baba says here the board started well in the transfer window, but messed up towards the end. Even
yeah,
when it was obvious we headed we heeded more.
yeah.
Okay, we needed. Okay, my computer is having some problems here. Yeah, okay. We needed more strengthening in the team. We lacked depth in the team. Ryan, it's just what we've been talking about here.
That's what we're saying.
It's
That's
just
what
what we've
we're
been
saying.
talking about
We
here.
started very well. We the signings at the beginning of the transfer window. We only needed 2 or 3 more, didn't we? And that was a month ago. 2 or 3 more, and it
Yeah.
so many names were linked. So many signings I thought we were going to make. So many players.
Pedro Neto, Yuri Tillemans,
That's it.
Milinkovic Savic, Douglas Lewis,
It was a
the
different.
list goes on and on.
It was a
Cody
different player.
Gapco,
It
these
was a different.
people, where are they? Where are they?
The,
Edu, where are you? I'm not
the,
into the politics of getting Arteta out. I love Arteta. I like Arteta as a person and as a player. I really like him. But it's not based on the likeness that I have for him that I want him to be there. I want him to perform still. But the problem I have is that the problem doesn't lie with Arteta. It's with the club itself. And I'm not here to slag the club or anyone. I love the club. I grew up liking Arsenal. But why wouldn't you bring a replacement in for Thomas Partey? And he got injured even before the deadline of
that's it.
the
That's
summer
it.
market.
That's it. I mean, there were so many different players linked.
Yeah,
There's a different player on the plane coming into London every other day. There's people having the medicals left, right, and centre, and
left,
no
right, and we couldn't pick one. We couldn't
side.
pick one, and,
But
and it's not Arteta's fault.
no,
It's with recruitment. So that's why if anyone is calling for the head of Arteta, I see it as a deep hypocrisy because
this is
it's not
this is
Arteta, it's not him,
yeah.
it's the club.
This is the thing. Obviously, especially nowadays with how clubs are run. You've got your technical directors and your directors of football and all them. Those are those are the people that that sort the transfers out. Arteta will have players that he wants, and then it's up to your likes of Edu and your likes of Vinay, and there's loads. If you look at all the documentaries now, obviously we've got the Arsenal one that's popular at the minute. There was a Tottenham one. There's a QPR one from years ago that's a
Years
brilliant
back.
watch. So these, and then there's even fiction, not fictional movies, but movies based on sporting teams like Moneyball with Brad Pitt. Well, that's and again another must watch. It shows, they just basically explain to you that what these transfers are behind the scenes, and they're not necessarily in the manager's hands. So for
Yeah.
not getting these players over the finishing line, we don't put at Arteta's door whatsoever. It
For me, it's
falls
the club. It's the
it falls
club.
at Edu, and it falls at Vinay. I feel like we're obviously, like I said, don't want too much doom and gloom at the minute from the one game. But if the season does go the same way as last season, the season before, I think Edu and Vinay will be looking over the shoulders seriously.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They need to be accountable for this because it's something that it's beyond explanation. Because Partey got injured just before the deadline, and you
It was
couldn't get
already
anyone.
Yeah, he was
You
already
couldn't get
injured,
any.
so
It's
sort it out then.
painful.
But we
I
all
don't
knew it
know.
was
It
going to
boils
happen.
my blood. It boils. It boils.
We
It
all knew it was
boils.
going to happen. He played about 5 games last season, man at match near enough in every game, and then gets injured for most of the rest of the season. So obviously they'd have looked at that. They'd have had the idea. They must have had the idea to sign a replacement. But like I said, at some point during the day, that plan for the transfer window, they've lost it. The file's
It's
been
just out of the window.
the
Just
file's been
out of the
corrupted.
window.
The file's
Out
been
of the
corrupted on
window.
the
It's not
laptop.
good enough.
Yeah,
It's not. It's completely not good enough. But again, like I said, me and Ryan, we have Ryan is my partner, in this business, and me and him, even before I started churning out lots of programs, uh, me and him have talked about constructive criticism here. We're not like other channels where we just come here and just want to like slag everybody in the team and slag everyone in the management, because one day we'll see even have to work with these people. You never know what's going to happen one day. But it's not even about that, but it's because we love the club. So we don't just want to tear down the club, and bring it down and bring it to shreds. No, it's a club we love. But again, we have to criticize the club where there's a need to. Ryan,
yeah,
am I speaking
yeah,
your mind here?
yeah, yeah,
But we're
100,
going to do it constructively. Do
yeah,
I speak your mind here, Ryan?
yeah, well, 100%. That's what we've said all along. We know of the places where people can go to just hear people bash the club off, and that's not what we're going to
Yeah,
do.
that's not what we're here about.
And that's
We're not
why,
here to bash anyone or bash
yeah,
the club.
so that's why we're not gonna get too downhearted over the loss. We're not gonna get too downhearted over things that have happened on the pitch. It's things off the pitch that we can actually have a bit of criticism about. We got we know what's gone on in the transfer market. We've had the chance. We've not said anything during the transfer window. We've not said,
Yeah,
oh, he's on holiday again, like last year and all that stuff. We
yeah.
waited until the transfer window closed when players were already injured, so the signings that they could have made. If the whole Louise transfer was actually true, and if in the morning we offered them 20, like it said, and then they wanted 30, offer them 30 million 5 minutes later, because
But why would we even be going for
well, I
for
know,
for a Douglas Lewis in the first place? Why? He's not even the first, second, third choice in that position for Aston Villa. Doesn't it shock you? Why is he so suddenly good enough for Arsenal Football Club when we should have been going for Milinkovic Savic in the first place? Like,
yeah,
why? Why is he good? And I've seen this reversal too much in Arsenal. Aubameyang fluffed his lines today for Chelsea, but yet he went to Barcelona for free. We basically tore up that contract, and then Barcelona sold him to Chelsea for a fee. Why is it that we as a club can't
I
get
don't get
any fee? We can't even get a token. Now, this is not bashing. This is just logical talk. Why is Barcelona good enough to get our player on, for free, and then make money out of the player, and we that own the player, see ya, no money for you, bye bye,
And
goodbye.
and it's happened with Bellerin as well. They've got Bellerin for free.
Basically terminated his contract, sold him down there. Bet me, he's going to go to Real Sociedad because that's where his heart is, and he's going to go there for £10 million. Do you want to bet it? Because it seems like all these other clubs know how to do business with Arsenal. They know how to do business with us, But I don't want to go further than that. But um, Ryan, Russ Backley, the former Chelsea player that plays in the midfield, CDM, he plays in lots of spots and areas in that midfield variety for Chelsea before, but he went on a free. He left for OSC Nice in France on a free. Why couldn't Arsenal go for Barkley? Is there any shame? Is there any shame in going for Ross Barkley? If Chelsea fans are out here happy for bringing in Aubameyang shamelessly, why can Arsenal bring down our pride and say,
If
hey, Partey
if
is injured, we'll
right.
take the shame. Yeah, we should be shameful, but we'll
So
take a Ross Barkley for free.
I don't know.
Why?
Here's my 10 cents on that. Right, I don't ever want another player from Chelsea. Right, I don't ever want another player from Chelsea. Had Petr Cech, who was shockingly rubbish for us. It was one or two good games, but crap.
Good games.
Through that
Um,
final against him, I can't know. And then Willian, who, oh my word, what a shocker he was for us. I don't ever want another Chelsea player. But yeah, Barkley maybe Drinkwater. They got rid of him, but no. If they're not good enough, or for me, right? If you're competing with someone and that player isn't good enough for that team you're competing with, they ain't good enough for you either. Someone like Barkley, if he's not getting into Chelsea's team, we shouldn't be picking him up either. Obviously,
Even
Jesus.
at a short-term replacement, because anything right now is better than a Lokonga. Don't get me wrong, I like Lokonga. He's a good player, but he's a young guy. This is a men's game, and we can completely see what happened for that second goal. You need strong people there. You don't need just total youth there and making mistakes or cannot. He's not barely up to scratch to hold down that midfield. He's nothing completely like Thomas Partey. It doesn't give you half of what a Thomas Partey gives you. Thomas Partey drives forward. He mops up that midfield. He's always running. He has the slick turns that make it look very, very silk when he does it. He's a classic player. And he gives you those one or two, uh, off goal shots once in a while that makes it all worthwhile, at times. Yeah, he's nothing completely like him. I felt we should just swallow our pride and brought Ross Batley, even for 4 or 5 games, because those are the type of games that could win you the league at the long run. But that's okay. All of the United family has come here to rub it on our faces, Ryan. He says, big up, guys. And then the second comment, he says, yeah, Anthony scored against Anthony's Arsenal. Glory, glory, Manchester United.
I'll just, I'll just, I'll just say, Tony, obviously about the Aubameyang stuff.
Yeah,
Obviously, when he was at Arsenal, he was on 350k a week, wasn't he?
yeah.
And for someone like Barcelona to pay for him 10 million or whatever, and then pay 350k, it all racks up. Chelsea now paid 10 million for him. They're only paying him 160 a week. So the actual output at the end of the contract will be a lot less. It's just, we were in a predicament with the fact that we were paying such high wages for such average players. Obviously, Aubameyang on his day for us was unreal. That if you see the red top there on the side, I'm not turning that around. I can't turn that around. I can never ever wear it again. So I thought I'll bring it out, I'll give it a show, and then it goes in the cupboard, and I can never ever get that out.
Never ever.
Obviously, you can guess why.
All right, man.
Um,
Let's
uh,
just preview the game, the Europa League game. Zurich Arsenal. What do you say to that game?
I think
How will it end?
I feel like we're going to rest a few. It's going to be some of the benches, so I think it's going to be somewhat along the lines of a 2-0, an easy a sound 2-0 though. That
2-0.
I'll be perfectly,
We
I'll
should
be
be
perfectly
turning FC Zurich over. We should be beating
2-0.
them
Yeah,
like
2-0.
four goals to nil.
But 2-0 is still 2-0 is 3 points. It's not. If we go there, we don't concede. We bang in 2 goals. If we get more than 2 goals, hooray! But I think a stable 2-0 is
Okay.
just as good as anything real. As long as you're getting
And
that clean sheet.
okay. What about Manchester? The last one, the Manchester United versus Real Sociedad.
Um, I probably pretty very. I reckon it'd be very similar to ours. They're gonna rest. They're gonna rest the players. They want a good showing. And I feel like I said, I feel like 2-0 is a good showing. If you can nullify their attempts on goal and their touches in your box, you come away with a score like 2-0. It's a very stable scoreline, and it shows competence. Do you know what I mean? If you're winning pretty much every game 2-0,
Yeah.
you're going to be a good side. It's all right to win 4-0 one week, but or 4-2 one week, 4-1 one week, and then draw 0-0 the week after. Do you know what I mean? If you're getting them 2-0s, you battle into a 2-0. It'll look like a good win.
Okay. And then when we come back from the international break, I think we should be playing with Everton.
Yeah, Everton
Yeah.
on Sunday. Everton
on
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 Sunday.
on Sunday. So what's your prediction for? Although we'll look into that on Friday because the rival show will be cancelled for tomorrow because Arsenal is playing tomorrow. Manchester United is playing tomorrow. So it would be good
Thursday.
if me, you,
On
and
Thursday.
Ola have our post game show on Friday, so it's more better. I have a separate show on Friday. I'm being, these days I'm being invited to lots of shows these days. so I'll be having a show with Football United TV on Friday. That should be from I think from 9 p.m. UK time. I should be with them. It's a station, it's a channel, and they're growing and they're okay. Good guys down there, so I should be showing up for an interview there with them, with the guys there that run the channel. Great guys, Matt King. Kudos to you. Thanks for the invite. So I'll be showing up there, and but you, and Ola will be here from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Just before I leave for that show.
Yeah.
When I close earlier. So it's just for us to just review the games, banter a little bit and see who
Yeah.
wins and
Yeah.
and then we'll look in depthly into Chelsea, into this Chelsea loss also,
Yeah. We're
banter
gonna
them a little bit. Yeah.
we'll look ahead to the weekend's games then. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And again, David might be joining us. David is our friend from Manchester. He could be joining the crew. I hope you liked David the last time he came, Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. He
Yeah,
had
he's a good
had,
guy. Yeah.
had some valid comments.
Comment. Yeah, he's
He was
a
on a
lovely man.
he was
Yeah,
on cloud
yeah,
he was on cloud nine after the win, wasn't he? So he was going to be a bit happy
yeah,
and a bit boisterous. But yeah, if you get him in front of Deja and just let the fireworks
yeah.
go off.
Exactly. He'll be
You just
joining
sit,
us,
you,
once in a
you
while
can just
whenever he
sit
has
back and
time.
watch. Just have a bit of that. Just a bit like that. Just have a bit of relax. Just sit back and watch the fireworks like that.
Exactly. Okay, Ryan. We're at the close of the show. I've taken your time too much. Please, could you tell the viewers, in case when they start watching it again tomorrow morning, where they could find you, your socials. His socials is on the description of this stream, so you could check that out. for his YouTube, but he will let you know about his other socials. So Ryan, could you tell them, please?
Obviously, just below where it says my name, obviously, at Maguire23. That's my Twitter handle. You can hit me up on there, follow me up on there. Me Instagram's Ryan Maguire88. If anyone wants to hit me up on there. Me Insta's pretty private, but if you as long as you're bringing good vibes, 100% you're down for there. But like I always say, anyone watching, thanks for watching, for your comments, like and subscribe. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much, and God bless to you all.
Yeah, thank you everyone. So we'll be back here with Deji Spores. Ryan, that'll be a big one tomorrow. It's a big one. Deji Spores always comes with the energy, the big energy down there from North London, from the
He's
wrong
got
side of North London.
he's got a
Uh,
lot of energy. His predictions are very far out there, but I hate to say it, but we do like him. We do like him
it
here.
boils your blood when he's here, right?
He does. Yeah, fuming with him, and I want to grab him in the
Cracking
sleeve.
the neck.
But we like him for it, and we know he's
Yeah,
gonna get
Deji, we
viewed.
love Deji. Deji is part of it. It's part of us. Yeah,
Listen, we've got the energy crisis going on. People are a bit down at the minute. Everyone's a bit upset. They want to
exactly,
have a laugh, and they want something to laugh at, something to just blow the mind. So that's what Deji is. That's what Deji is.
exactly.
It's like if you don't go watch Family Guy, don't go watch something that random. Just watch Deji Spurs. That's how you
Just
have
watch
your laugh.
Deji Spores.
It's not reality. It's not reality. It's not normal life. It's an
Yeah,
absolute. It's a blur when he talks, and most of the stuff he says, you probably won't even think he said it. Like, have I misheard that? Do I need to go back? No, you
exactly.
don't. He said it. Yeah, that's what he said.
It brings in the heat. It brings in the fire. He's a very big friend of this show. Me and him, we created the Minority Report, and he has been very instrumental to our development here. So we love Deji Spores. So he's coming tomorrow to his show and my show, the Minority Report. Uh, he will come. He will boast. He'll open his mouth. He will talk. He will talk that big talk.
Don't
Uh,
forget.
but I
Don't
have a
forget.
surprise for him. I'll be
Don't,
bringing David here tomorrow. So David will be ready for him tomorrow too. So,
don't forget though. He said they was turning West Ham over about 4-0, and they drew. They drew from
exactly,
West Ham.
exactly that one because you have to also be on the comment section too. So, you just let him know about that,
Make sure he
And
remembers
of
that.
course, if you want to have a piece of him too, I could give you the stream tomorrow. You could show up too and have a few words to say to him too.
Like I say, I'll be too much. I'll be too much.
All right, guys. Thank you very, very much. And join us tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK time. The Minority Report with Deji Spores and David the Red Devil from Manchester will be joining us tomorrow as we do justice with Deji Spores, 8 p.m. UK time. I'll see you guys. Ryan, thank you very much.
Thanks,
My
mate.
greetings to the family and my love to your kid and your lovely baby. Uh, you know, everything is gonna be fine.
God bless everyone.
All
Thanks
right,
for
blessings, man. Bye. Yeah.